Today we are working on building mental fortitude, building that mental muscle for the trail. Now, let me say this, the trail is life. Yes, the Appalachian Trail is a subculture, but it's life. And so we are going to be talking about mental fortitude. The first thing is practice doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Practice discomfort on purpose. And so what can you do? Take a cold shower. If you go back, I'll link the video where I did an ice bath. Oh my gosh. I lasted about 5 seconds, y'all, but I did it. And that's something that made me very uncomfortable. So take a cold shower. Walk out in and hike out in the rain, hike out in the snow, hike out in the heat. What is it that is like your Achilles tendon? What is that thing? Do you like the cold? Hike the heat. Do you like the heat? Hike the cold. For me, it was the cold. And so what did I do? Prior to my Appalachian Trail Through hike, I also have a video where I was out in the snow, one of the bigger snowstorms from Maryland, and I did a big hike. Very uncomfortable. What are we doing? We're building that mental muscle. Number 2, do hard things when you don't feel like it, right? Get up early in the morning consistently. Maybe you meditate for 10 minutes daily. How many of you can sit still for 10 to 15 minutes? That will test your discipline. How do you eat? Can you go a day with fasting? Can you go half a day without eating any junk? Do things that are hard for you. For me, oftentimes I would get up early in the mornings and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and do my meditation and, go out and take a hike, challenging for me because I'm kind of a morning person, but I like to kind of take my time. So I put on my big girl panties and I got out there and I started to hike. Hey, maybe there's a project that you started, right? Probably a year ago, a couple months ago. Finish the project. Finish it to completion. That's what it's going to take to finish the Appalachian Trail, right? Every single day you're going to have to get up and decide that this is what you want to do. And I will tell you that oftentimes that fun feeling will wear off. Yes, it's a beautiful journey, but you have to stick to it. It's a stick-to-iveness to this journey. And so I want to talk a little bit about my journey and some of the days when I got up and decided that I wanted to hike when I didn't feel like it. So specifically, there was this one day where, and I want to say that if you're going to hike the Appalachian Trail, know that you're going to be walking, doing a lot of street walking, crossing over roads, there's highways. And so one day I got off trail and I came to this concrete. And I had been obviously hiking in the woods for a long time with my trekking poles. So I came out and I lifted up my poles, right? And I started to walk. And as I'm walking, I'm kind of going down a hill, a concrete hill. I fall. I mean, face first, just fall. I don't have my trekking poles and I just fall. And I open up a cut on my eye and it starts to bleed. And so I lay there and I'm kind of just crying. I take some time and just be in that moment of like, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it today. I'm ready to be done. No, I didn't want to quit, but I was just like, ugh. And so that was one of those days where I had to shake it off, right? I was on my way, I think either that next day going to a hostel. I was thankful that I didn't have to go to the hospital for, yes, take care of your body. If you have to go, go. I was thankful that I did not have to go to, they're talking to me. I didn't have to go to the hospital for this cut. And so I got up and, I decided that I was going to keep going, that I was going to continue to build this mental muscle. I did get to the hostel. The hostel owner, she fixed me up, gave me some Band-Aids. I put some pressure on it while I was walking, and in hopes that things would just heal up naturally. And that's what they did. I was thankful for that. But I had to I had to strap up. And so there were also times where my mattress ran out, had a hole in it, and I didn't have anything to sleep on. A friend of mine gave me a little crate to sleep on. But what was I doing? I was building that mental muscle. There were times on trail where I was hungry. There were times on trail where I was sick. Okay, so I had this one moment where I had some food sent to me. It was my food, obviously, and there was some raw crackers in there. And obviously, I wasn't thinking about the fact that they're raw. They don't have the preservatives to keep them fresh. And so I ate them, and I was like feeling really sick. You know what I mean? And so that day I did cut back on miles, but I had to make a decision if I was going to keep going. There were days where I could not breathe because I had so much mucus build up, and I had to decide whether or not I was going to keep going. The idea is that you're going to build this mental muscle that you have every day. And do not think that when you're on this trail that everything is going to go perfectly. Let me say this, is life always going perfectly for you in your eyes? Okay, so being on the Appalachian Trail is really no different. You are going to have to build that mental muscle. Number 3 is learn your self-talk, right? We walk around every day, and most of the time we don't even know that we're filtering the same thoughts over and over and over again. Wonder why we're getting the same results. Okay, that's a whole nother message for another day. But I need for you to take inventory of what's going on in here, right? What are the thoughts that you're having? And start to monitor those things, because you're going to need to what? Build that mental muscle. And in order to do that, you're going to have to take some things and shift some things. And so what I mean is, there's a word, I can't. I'm gonna need for you to take that out of your vocabulary completely. There's sometimes where you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure. I need you to start to utilize positive words that are going to allow you to build your morale and continue on this journey. And so start to monitor your self-talk. Start to shift out of certain ways of thinking and being. There is a level of tenacity and excitement that you should have about your journey. That is not going to sustain you on your journey. You're going to have to build your mental muscle. And in order for you to build this mental muscle, I need for you to start to monitor your self-talk. Talk to me about that in the comments. We all have some self-talk going on. What is your self-talk like? What is your self-talk like? Life like? It's not about what anybody else is saying. What are you saying to yourself? Are you uplifting yourself? Is it positive? Can I do this today? It's another day. Let's do this. Let's get this thing started. I need you to get a mantra, right? I need you to have a mantra in mind for your daily walk that's going to keep you motivated. What are you doing this hike for? Are you doing it for grandma? Are you doing it for your grandfather who taught you how to hike? Are you doing it for your children? Are you doing it for you? Okay, for me, this was a rites of passage for me into the next phase of my life. God sent me out there on this walk, and he walked with me every day. And that's how I was able to get to Katai. I'm just saying, you need your why. And so the next one, number 4, is shrink your mileage. And what I mean by shrink your mileage is, I don't want you to go out there with this whole 2,200 mile thing. That is daunting for me, and it's still daunting. I'm like, ah. So what I want you to do is, instead of saying, this 2,200 miles, look at it like a section hike, right? I just need to get through Virginia. I just need to get through Georgia. I just need to get through North Carolina. I just need to get up today and walk just this one day, right? Because I'm not motivated in that way. Excuse me. And so I need for you to start to open up this idea of not 2,200 miles, but a day-by-day process, a section-by-section process, whatever is going to work for you and whatever is going to be your way of getting through. But 2,200 miles, so shrink the mileage, right? You go out, I just need to get through this 10-mile day-to-day, right? And so the last thing that I want to talk without distractions. And so I'm not saying that, take your music out on trail. I was one who I honestly, almost 99% of the time, I just walked quiet. The music wasn't a thing for me. I listened to music when I was home, so I wanted to experience the nature walk, being outside, just me. And so, but I would suggest, this is another opportunity to what? Build your mental muscle. Train without distractions. Train without music. Try meditating. That's a great way to show discipline. There are certain things in life that lend to discipline. Your eating habits are one. If you are a person who can fast from food, that's a true discipline, because we are so addicted oftentimes to food and what we eat, and there's an emotional attachment to these things. Can you sit without, what are we addicted to? Facebook. Can you go without Facebook? Can you go without Instagram and TikTok? Can you go a week? Can you go a day without social media? So these are some of the things that I think will build your mental muscle. And for me, mental fortitude was top tier. I'm going to name it number one for me. I thought, maybe one or two. But honestly, the physical attribute was great. I was not in tip-top shape. I'm not a bodybuilder. Honestly, the workout that I did is kind of a joke. Once I got on the trail, I was like, this what you was doing to hike these mountains? So I'm going to say to you, get in the best shape of your life, okay? I'm not going to tell you not to get into physical shape. Please get into the best shape of your life. But what I'm saying to you is that the mental fortitude is what is going to carry you through on the Appalachian Trail. Love and